When it comes to achieving your goals, limiting beliefs are a silent killer for entrepreneurs, business owners, and big dreamers. What are limiting beliefs? I'll explain that and more in this video. My name is Tiffany Toombs, and I'm a high-performance mindset coach that specializes in helping entrepreneurs, business owners, and big dreamers let go of the limiting beliefs that cause self-sabotage so that they can build the business, the life, and the impact that they truly want. Now, if you're going to let go of limiting beliefs, you need to know what you're dealing with. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 most common limiting beliefs that I see people have all over the world. I will then reveal how these limiting beliefs even came to be, and then I'm going to show you how you can get rid of them for good. I have worked with thousands of entrepreneurs, business owners, and big dreamers across the world. And there are 5 common limiting beliefs that I see all of them have, regardless of which country they live in, what their religion is, what their gender is, how much money they have, or any of these other man-made labels that we give people. The first and most common limiting belief is I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy. This stops people from taking action. It stops them from putting themselves out there, asking for the opportunity, asking for the sale, or going after what it is that they truly want because they simply believe they're not deserving of it because of who they are. The second most common limiting belief that I see entrepreneurs, business owners, and big dreamers have is I'm not safe. Now, this might show up as it's not safe to be seen. And so this stops people from building a brand on social media, doing videos, showing up for interviews, asking for opportunities to be on stage or to make the sale. It could be it's not safe to have money. And so maybe they don't charge what they're truly worth or what they should be charging. Or if they do charge that, they go and spend the money on crazy things that they don't really need so that they're always broke. It could also show up as it's not safe to have success. And so it keeps them playing small, not fully stepping into their power because they're afraid of being judged or being hated on by other people. The third most common limiting belief that I see in entrepreneurs is the belief that I have to be perfect. In fact, there is a company in Australia called Fingerprint for Success, and they have studied the most successful entrepreneurs who have become wildly wealthy and wildly successful compared to those who have had businesses fail. And what they found is that those who failed, they took a whole lot longer to plan out every single detail. They spent all their time, money, and energy trying to plan for every single scenario that could happen before they launched, that by the time they did launch their business and an unseen challenge popped up, they didn't have any time, money, or energy left to be able to deal with that, and that ultimately sunk the ship. Those entrepreneurs who were wildly wealthy and achieved wild success, they found that they jumped on any opportunity that came and they worked out the details as they went. They were willing to be flexible and pivot whenever they needed so that they could make the most of any opportunity in front of them. So perfectionism is a recipe for disaster and for failure when it comes to being an entrepreneur or running a business. Limiting belief number 4 might actually surprise you. It is a very common belief, but most people don't even realize that they have it. The belief is I have to be in the struggle. I have seen so many entrepreneurs who feel like their back has to be up against the wall in order for them to be motivated, productive, focused, innovative, or to be able to take action and do something. What this means is as they start climbing that proverbial mountain of success, as soon as they reach a point where they're no longer struggling, where they no longer have pain pushing them forward, they have to self-sabotage and throw themselves down that mountain so that they're back in struggle. This is more common than most people realize. The fifth most common limiting belief that I see in entrepreneurs, business owners, and big dreamers is that I can't set boundaries. In business, this looks like I have to take on every client that comes my way. I was working with a client recently who asked me, well, if I say no to a client, is that like me telling the universe or God or the law of attraction that I don't need any more clients? The opposite is true. In business, we need strong boundaries. We need to be clear about what type of person we want to work with. We need to be clear in our boundaries with our family, in our boundaries with ourselves and our time, in meetings with employees. Boundaries are imperative in business to ensure that we can continue to keep moving forward and that we don't get stuck in all of the mess and chaos that can be created with the wrong people, the wrong clients, the wrong energy within our business. So before I share with you where these limiting beliefs come from, I want to hear from you. Did any of these 5 most common limiting beliefs resonate with you? Go to the comments below and let me know which one you think you might have now, or maybe it's one that you feel like you've already worked through. So now that we know the kinds of limiting beliefs that we're going to be working with, where did they even come from? As adults, 95% of the belief systems that we have right now, the belief systems that empower us and those that limit us, were created between the ages of 0 and 7. So between the ages of 0 and 7, we understand very little about the world. Between the ages of 0 and 7, our brain is like a sponge and it's constantly soaking up information from the environment, especially the people that we're around the most. Our parents, our friends, our siblings, our teachers, our family unit. Now, the other thing that you need to know about us when we're between 0 and 7 is that we're very self-referential, which means that everything that happens in the world, we believe happens because of us. If your parents get divorced between the ages of 0 and 7, you're more likely to blame yourself than if they get divorced at any other point in life. This is where we create belief systems that if we were abused or bullied or neglected, that it was because we are not worthy and not because the person who was doing the abuse, the bullying, or the neglecting was not a very good person. So once the seeds of these limiting beliefs have been planted in the mind, we then start to alter the reality that we see. We delete information, we distort information, and we generalize information to match the belief systems that we have. Think of this as watering those seeds. We look for ways to validate the beliefs that we've taken on, which only makes them stronger. This is why so many people fundamentally believe that their limiting beliefs are true. Their limiting beliefs have altered their perception of their reality, and when we start to change those beliefs, how they see the world around them changes as well. Now, before I share with you how you can start letting go of these limiting beliefs for good, I'd love to remind you to subscribe to my channel. I have brand new videos coming out every single week to help you unlock the power of your mind, let go of limiting beliefs and self-sabotage, and truly become the best version of you. One of my favorite ways to start rewiring limiting beliefs is to have the client start challenging them. So we start asking questions about, what if this belief wasn't fully true? Let's take another common limiting belief that we haven't talked about yet, and those are limiting beliefs around money. Specifically, I have to work hard to make money. What I would do is I would get the client to ask themselves, how do I know this to be true? And are there any circumstances where this is not true? So in the case of I have to work hard to make money, I would ask questions like, do I know people who work really hard but have no money? I don't envy their bank balance. Do I know people who have a lot of money and yet they don't work hard? And you'll start to see that there are people that you know that work really hard and don't have a lot of money. And there's also people who don't work very hard but do have a lot of money. And so maybe it's not working hard that brings money in, and maybe it's something else. Once we start to pick apart the structure of the limiting belief by challenging it, looking for situations where that belief wasn't accurate, we can start to change the belief into something different. When you're ready to start changing that belief into something different, a great technique to use is positive affirmations. With positive affirmations, you're going to be intentional about the words that you use to describe yourself, your circumstances, and your life, so that you start implanting new seeds into the mind and then looking for ways to validate those beliefs moving forward by changing your reality. If you're truly ready to let go of your limiting beliefs, I would love to invite you to the 6-day Mind Mastery Challenge. This challenge is absolutely free, and I'm going to share with you powerful tools that will allow you to start changing your limiting beliefs, letting go of emotional baggage, overcoming imposter syndrome, and more. All you have to do to join the challenge is go to nlpworksheet.com or click on the link in the description for instant access. Thank you so much for watching.